Fans, this is the Great Legend, and welcome to the Great Legend Show, where I am coming at you live. It has been a long time since I have been live. Tonight, I'm here, and we're going to talk about WWE Royal Rumble. Just got done watching the Royal Rumble on the WWE Network for the low price of $9.99 a month with no commitment. Sign up today. You'll be glad you did. If you're anything or you're into some wrestling, they have a huge back catalog of wrestling. You can watch WCW, ECW, Attitude Era, WWF, WWE. They got it all. They got specials, promos, all the pay-per-views of modern times to the old times. You know what I'm saying? So pick up that WWE Network. It's pretty damn good. Now, thoughts on the Royal Rumble. And I've sent out an invite to my buddy DutRank. Whether he shows up or not, who knows? But I wanted to get his reviews on what he thought about tonight's Royal Rumble. And I got to say, it was pretty good up until the big Royal Rumble match. I even watched the preview match with a New Day. New Day? We got DutRank on the show right now. DutRank, we going over the thoughts on WWE Royal Rumble. Now let's start with the first match. It was kind of a preliminary match. Some people may have watched it, some people may have not. But it was New Day, Big E, and Kofi Kingston, along with that guy I don't know, Xavier Woods versus the Classics, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, with our favorite Natalya Neidhart. And Adam Rose is kind of a douchebag. But what did you think about that match?
Well, I stuck around for the whole pay-per-view, watched the preliminaries and everything, and I'm kind of getting a little disappointed with what they're doing with those three guys. You know, at one point they were getting pretty over. They were going to be the new, Nation of Domination, but then they gave them this, church gimmick or whatever you want to call it, and they just kind of been sucking lately. The fans just really weren't into it, and I don't know if it's just they don't like the gimmick or they don't like the guys anymore, but the fans just weren't really into it. But I do got to give it to Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. They're both really good young athletes. Adam Rose, I don't know about that guy. I like what's his little entourage called? The trainers?
What are they called? Hell, I can't remember.
I like them. They got
Rosebuds. It's the Rosebuds. That's it.
The Rosebuds. Guy wearing hot dog suits and Uncle Sam.
The Adam Rose, he was a good wrestler in NXT, a good wrestler, but the whole Rosebud gimmick, that's the thing that's holding him down. I like Big E, but there's only so much you can do with like a powerlifter guy. They set him up against Rusev. Xavier Woods and R-Truth used to tag team together. Kofi is amazing. I wish he would play more of a part, say for the Intercontinental belt, because I think he's a one-time Intercontinental champ. But you're right, man. The whole New Day thing. I mean, they're smart about doing, trying to bring back Nation of Domination. But remember that all that fun stuff was in the Attitude Era, and now it's Vinnie Mac's PG era.
Yeah, stuff that ain't never gonna happen again.
And what was your thoughts on the Divas match, the Bellas versus Natalya and Paige?
That was another one of those, out of the team that I think can wrestle, it's going to be Natalya and Paige. I think they got more experience, especially Natalya from her family. But that one was either way. I don't really care who wins Diva matches anymore, because there's just not really much of a Divas. Why was the women's championship not on the line at this pay-per-view? Who is Nikki Bella? The Brock Lesnar of the Divas division.
Yeah, they need to make. AJ's out supposedly with like a real injury. I don't know what that is, but hell, they might just be saying that. But I'm down with Natalya and the old Paige. Natalya, like you said, trained in the old Hart Dungeon. A lot of like athleticism. Just a total veteran. Paige, totally just new school, winning that title on her first night. She's a damn good wrestler. I think to them they make a damn good tag team. They're kind of like they're like one of those tag teams like Cesaro and old Tyson Kidd. They're like just really good, and by themselves they're really good, but it's kind of like they have so much talent, they have to just throw people on random teams, which kind of sucks.
See what kind of works.
Well, what did you think about, and catch me if I'm leaving out any matches. I'm just talking about the big ones. How about that Lesnar, Cena, and Rollins match?
Well, I knew it was going to happen, Brock walking out, but, no one can say that Cena isn't putting over the young guys, because Cena, it was just Cena and Rollins that whole match. If Brock Lesnar was out of the equation, that would have been a Seth Rollins match.
Yeah.
Phoenix Arrow moonsault, I don't know what that move was called that Rollins did before, Brock came back in there. But man, I've never seen that before. That's the kind of guy he's got to cash in at WrestleMania, and he's gonna win it. He's got it in his future.
That's what I was saying, and that whole match, it was just awesome. I mean, like, once they got Lesnar kind of out of the picture, because like that guy, all the bigs, usually they just have crap stamina, and you could just, he wrestled for 1 minute, he's sweating profusely. Now I almost did a rolling boil right there. But no, like, Cena did good as usual. He took a lot of suplexes, but yeah, man, Rollins is the future. He's the man. That move you said he did, that off the turnbuckle move, I'd never seen that stuff before neither. Excellent move. But and the one where he jumped all the way from the top turnbuckle out to the Spanish table and nailed old Lesnar. I'm sure the broke a rib thing was just some shit so Lesnar could rest, Yeah.
Because it's, they have to, I guess, give the impression that he is a beast. He can come back from a rib injury and dominate. But, I didn't even realize, maybe I just missed the Raw where they said this was no DQ, but I didn't even realize that this was a no DQ match,
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't they both just teaming up and smacking Lesnar with chairs and, all that the entire match? I didn't know it was no DQ until they were out of the ring and, the ref wasn't counting.
Yeah. I think, like, even the crowd, and like me and you, we would forget that because they're not totally using cheaps. Now, if it was me and you battling some big-ass bastard, we'd be going to get some chairs and just beat the crap out of that guy.
Get him out of there. Oh,
yeah, man. Well, that brings us, and we all knew it was going to be Lesnar at the Mania. There was no question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you do. I do. I know our friend Nathan Banks does. He puts out a lot of good topic videos about wrestling. But there's these sites we go to see what they're planning on doing, months down the road. So we kind of know that we will see. We didn't know about Undertaker. Last WrestleMania he got the concussion. We didn't know, okay, is he going to wrestle at the next WrestleMania? Is he not? Well, we never heard anything. Sting needed an opponent, so they brought in the Sting versus Triple H angle. And now we find out that, well, this should be about 90% true, but Undertaker will be at the next WrestleMania, and he's chosen to fight against Bray Wyatt, which that'll be pretty damn good if it happens. And I was thinking if Bray Wyatt were to win the Rumble tonight, he would turn down that championship match just to say he didn't want the belt. He wanted a match with Undertaker, which I thought would be pretty good. But, yeah, man, and before we get too far into the Roman Reigns thing, what did you think about Usos retaining their titles against Miz and Mizdow?
Well, I don't know if I've ever told you or anybody about it, but I hate the Usos. I'm so sick of seeing those guys with the belts. It's like they just put the belts on the guys. They had their good run for the year when they had the belts. Yeah, they were a good tag team, but you got all these other tag teams that are starting to come up now in the main roster. Mizdow is one of the most over heels in wrestling right now. Why would you even I mean, the Miz, I don't really care much about him, but Mizdow, that just put the belt on him when he had his little plastic belts and the plastic, Slammy Awards. That was the funniest little gimmick they had going. It's just, I don't know what's going on with the creative. Maybe The Rock's pulling some strings. Maybe Rikishi's in the back giving people the stink face so they don't give him, so they make him hold the belts longer. I don't know. And another one to add on to that with tag teams, you did forget to mention the Ascension versus the Old Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. Those guys, I thought they were going to screw it up because they really screwed it up at last Monday with the Raw reunion. They got the tag team that's getting so much heat. They're talking they're better than the Road Warriors. No one ever says that. You're going to get so much heat, and then you just have all the old timers come in and beat them up. That would have been a perfect segment to just lay out, Ascension lay out everybody in the ring. As much as I like JBL and Scott Hall, they could have had something going there. Just get those guys so much heat. But they did, I guess make up for it, giving them the win for this against the Outlaws. So I don't know what they're going to keep doing with those guys, but they're a really good tag team, and it's just it doesn't seem like Creative knows how to keep heat on guys or understand that bad guys are supposed to get booed and be hated by the fans.
That's right. I think NXT when Ascension and some of you out there may not know what NXT is, but you can catch it on the WWE Network for what?
$9.99, not a penny more, not a penny less. You can pay $12.99 if you don't want to have any commitments, but $9.99 is what you're going to pay with a 6-month commitment.
I know you can't get beat. You can't be beat on that, and they got rid of that 6-month commitment, so there's no commitments, fans. Now, let me tell you something about the Ascension, though, man. In the NXT, before Tommy and your boy Finn Balor came along, I mean, the Ascension was just whipping all kind of ass out there. Powerful, powerful tag team. And they got the call up to the main roster. But like you said, man, these people on the WWE main roster, I don't know, like, what the hell's going on, but they're kind of sucking right now. Yep. And, like, the reason being, I mean, well, of course, one thing is this: if none of the normal fans, that don't have the network, they don't know the hell the Ascension is. So Ascension, what they do when they come out, it just kind of pans up to them on the entrance ramp, and when they win, it zooms in on them because the crowd is dead when the Ascension picks up victories or does anything because no one knows who the hell the Ascension is. So if the Ascension wants to get known, they're gonna have to stop. They're gonna have to do more moves in the ring like they did in NXT. They can't just go out and do that little finisher of the back elbow sweep combo thing to show anything. But exactly. I'm with you. They did beat the Old Age Outlaws tonight, so that does give them some credibility in the tag team ranks. Now let's go on to the big match of the night, the Royal Rumble match. What did you like in the match that you saw?
Man, you probably already know, but it wasn't Kurt Angle, but it was the next best thing. We got Bubba Ray Dudley back in the WWE. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a full-timer or if it was, because I'm pretty certain he's out of his TNA contract, which is even why he could even be here. Mm-hmm. But if he's a full-time, guy, they got to get Devon. There's no Bubba Ray without Devon, and that's kind of what I was a little disappointed by. That number 4, number 5 wasn't Devon. Instead, they kind of had the Truth filling in as the black guy to go get the tables, even though he didn't go get the tables. So, but I mean, overall, it was I will tell you one thing. I was not disappointed with the ending of the match. And I'll let you talk a little bit more about it, and I'll tell you why I wasn't disappointed and why I think the WWE fans are just some of the biggest idiots in all of just sports fandom anywhere. Just blows my mind.
I agree. I think most of the fans are idiots because we all knew Roman Reigns was going to be the man. I mean, near the end, after some horrible, Vince has been writing his little scripts, and they've been pretty crappy. I mean, one Raw, I think it was last week, he said he was more powerful or something like he was the Superman of WWE. And then on one of the SmackDowns, he says something about suffering succotash, a damn Sylvester Tweety line. And the person that's writing his stuff is Vince McMahon is writing his stuff. And last SmackDown I think I watched, it was a good monologue, I guess if you would say, when Renee Young was talking to him. It was pretty good. But on the other hand, before they did that segment, it showed him backstage talking to one of the producers, and he was studying his lines. So the bad thing about this generation, they don't do a lot of, everything is primarily scripted. Of course, they don't want, they don't want any more of that CM Punk pipe bomb stuff. So a lot of the stuff, those people need to stick to their script. But Reigns, I myself, I was going for Daniel Bryan, and I thought near the end, after the hernia surgery and all that, I thought maybe they could lean towards, giving Daniel Bryan, let him be champion again or whatnot. But what sucks is Daniel Bryan kind of did it to himself. He hurt his own neck. He kind of screwed himself, and it's just, that's how it goes. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But Vince really has a damn hard on for Roman Reigns. He's got the look, he's got the build, but he's still a little green, and he's not real good on the microphone. Oh, and one thing I did, but like you said, pretty much everyone knew this was going to happen. I mean, like I said earlier, the Bray Wyatt thing could have done something, but that would have been like a waste. If you win the Rumble, you're not going to say, no, I don't want the belt, I'm just going to fight Undertaker. So like with Reigns winning, what I thought was kind of funny, because the Philadelphia fans, they're kind of ornery. They were actually just like pissed off. They were booing. They didn't like it. The announcers, JBL and all them, Cole and JR, they were trying to lift it up. So, oh yeah, Roman Reigns, he's the best, blah, blah, blah. But all the fans are booing. So Vince McMahon always has a plan. So what's another way to get the crowd to actually cheer at the end of the match? Bring Roman Reigns' cousin in, The Rock, and get some cheers. But then when Rock left the ring, and Roman's up there pointing at the damn sign, people still booing. So what do you think about Reigns? Are you kind of glad he won?
See, my thing with that, Reigns was great when he was part of the Shield. He still is athletically. He's a good wrestler until they let him talk. He's just like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar couldn't cut a promo to save his life, but he is a beast in the ring. You can't deny that. Now, the problem that I have with the whole fans thing, last year's Royal Rumble, it was down to Roman Reigns. He broke the record, 12 people going over the top rope. Mm-hmm. Batista wins. They're pissed. They wanted Reigns to win, and then they wanted Daniel Bryan to be number 30, but Reigns was like a consolation prize. A year later, this whole year they've been building up. They've been wanting Reigns to get a push. They want Reigns to get the championship match. He finally gets it, and just because of a month of bad promos and suffering succotage and wham bam, thank you ma'am, and the giant and the beanstalk, they hate him. So that's why everybody says Vince McMahon doesn't listen to the fans. The reason he doesn't listen to the fans is because when he does listen to the fans, they change their mind, right away. Oh, he's getting a push. We don't like him anymore. Oh, Daniel Bryan's back after a year. We want him to have the push now. Yeah. And now I do think they did kind of screw with the fans by putting Bryan out so early, but I don't understand the whole fan base anymore, because they're so flip-floppy. Dolph Ziggler comes in at number 30. He gets his pops. He gets thrown out. It just really, it wasn't a good Final Four.
That's exactly, the four wasn't that great.
Kane and the Big Show, really, those guys aren't getting main events at WrestleMania, so why even tease that they're going to make it? Now, I was kind of pulling for Dean Ambrose, but I think they've still got something for him after the Bray Wyatt thing being such a long feud. Mm-hmm. I don't know who they're going to move him onto, but it's hopefully they do something with him. Maybe put him with Wade Barrett or something to get him at least some kind of championship. Yeah,
he needs to get some kind of title. Another thing, with the former Shield members, and I didn't watch a lot when they were the Shield, because I just got WWE Network kind of closer when it came out, so I missed most of the Shield stuff. But Ambrose and Rollins, and this more than me because you kind of keep up more with the indie stuff. They've actually been wrestling a long time and kind of crafting the craft. You know what I mean? So they're of course better on the microphone and everything. But like you said, they wanted Reigns to win, and all that stuff. And then when and I guess the only bad thing was was Daniel Bryan coming back too early. Maybe Bryan should have stayed gone a little longer, you know, like. And one thing I do like about the whole Reigns versus Lesnar, if you think about it in reality, Reigns, okay, in a real life, possibly in a real life thing, you put Reigns and Lesnar in the octagon, I mean, it would be believable if Reigns actually did win. But
Yep.
you put, like, say, Daniel Bryan or Cena or Rollins in UFC, they're going to get their ass beat by that big boy.
And here's why it really didn't matter who won the Rumble, because whoever wins at WrestleMania, Rollins is going to cash in. He's going to win. So it doesn't matter if Daniel Bryan would have won, if Fandango would have won. Rollins is going to win the belt at WrestleMania. He's going to cash in, and that's going to be it. You know, that it didn't really matter who won, honestly.
Yeah. And another thing that also doesn't really bother me much is what would be really good, and I don't mind, like, swerves and everything. So if the fans, you know, they're going to build Reigns up like crazy now. So hopefully the fans will get back behind Reigns. I know I won't, and I'll tell you why. And I'm thinking you might hope for the same thing. I'm hoping Reigns does beat Lesnar, but I hope he's wasted at the end. And I want Rollins to cash in and curb stomp that motherfucker to hell. What do you think? Would you like to see Rollins curb stomp Reigns and just then that would start a feud between Reigns and Rollins? I think that'd be fun.
It just really killed me that, you know, when Brock won his match, immediately they're saying Brock's gonna defend at WrestleMania. WrestleMania, you still got 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania. He's not going to defend it at the next 2 pay-per-views? I mean, holy crap. You know, there's Fastlane and then whatever they got after Fastlane, so the road to WrestleMania isn't even going to have a WWE Heavyweight Championship match. So just I'm just waiting until April when he's finally done, and hopefully, you know, the WWE Championship becomes an actual championship again. The WWE obviously does not respect their championships. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but like Wade Barrett, when he came in into the ring, he did his little boom thing, took the belt, and threw it behind him.
Yeah,
that's the prestigious Intercontinental Championship. You lay that thing down if you're going to put it on the floor. I'm sick of these people disrespecting the legacy of these belts. It just grinds my gears.
Yeah, I'm a huge Ziggler fan, and one thing before I talk a little bit about Ziggler, the Bubba Ray thing, that was the surprise of the night. The Rock thing, you know, we kind of figured because he's been tweeting crap, and you know, you see pictures of him, so that wasn't a real big deal or anything. But with the old at number 29 and 30, I knew who they were going to be. I was like, well, one's got to be Big Show, the other's got to be Ziggler. So me and my dad are kind of watching it. And, there was one more other surprise that we really liked. DDP. What did you think about DDP?
Well, I was reading, you know, we were talking about, we read the little websites, and I was reading a lot of rumors that he was in town. I was like, well, I mean, DDP, I don't know. But, you know, he showed up. He gave the cutters. I think it was a good thing that he was doing that, because I was really hoping for Randy Orton to make his comeback.
That's right.
So it wasn't an RKO, but it was the original. It was the diamond cutter on the guys, so that was really cool to see him. And then, I mean, he just got destroyed, but you know, he at least got a little bit of airtime and got a good pop. So it was cool to see him in there.
He brought up a good point about Randy Orton, because I'd totally forgotten about him tonight. Now, he's been doing some house shows, and of course, this is another one I knew that was going to happen with the Cena and Rusev WrestleMania feud thing they got going. But they've been doing at the house shows. The main event has been John Cena and Randy Orton tag teaming against Seth Rollins and Rusev to kind of get Cena and Rusev in the ring a little more before Cena, of course, becomes the first to pin or submit him at WrestleMania. Or I would hope they would let Cena, big USA guy, beat Rusev. I mean, if Rusev beats Cena at WrestleMania, That's just gonna be stupid. Someone needs to beat Rusev. Or I would love to see Hogan drop that leg on Rusev.
Well, and that goes into another thing, maybe it's going to lead Cena to getting the U.S. title and bringing it back to U.S. hands.
Yeah.
That way he's kind of out of the heavyweight picture, give the other guys a chance, but he's still got the gold, so how they like to have, he's still the poster boy for the WWE, even though the fans, are about 70-30 on hating him and liking him, so.
Yeah, they have another person we ought to talk about is the I forgot what I was going to say, but let's check some of these comments real quick. TKO says, coming at you live. Thanks for joining us. And I don't really know how to check the comments, so I'm using the Hangout Toolbox comment tracker. I don't even know how to get to this on YouTube. I haven't used it in a while. One of them is from Clever Presents, good old Devin. Great legend, always a pleasure. You plan on growing your hair back to its previous length? And I don't know, I'll probably just keep it short with a little fade here and there. And the Prince of Records, the Prince of all vinyl. Why didn't you tell me you were doing a show, legend? No worry, Cody, the Prince of Records. We just kind of got started. It's probably going to be a short show. But, yeah, you got to know. You ask better call somebody. So, man, what do you think, though, DutRank? Have you been enjoying that WWE network?
Well, I mean, really, I've only been using it for pay-per-views. Now, just for pay-per-views is totally worth it to me because instead of spending $50, $60, whatever it was a month on pay-per-views, I'm only spending $9.99. So that's already a savings for me. That's $120 a year for every pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm like you, man. I pretty much watch all the pay-per-views, and then I'm about 4 episodes back on the Monday Night War show, and then I started watching that Rivalry show they got on there.
Mm.
It's pretty good. I remember what I was
Monday Night Wars. That one's good. I got all through that one, and then their little specials they do on the superstars, like the Road to SummerSlam or whatever they did for the Shield, and now they got a new Wrestlemania one. And what I really like is, and I hope they start doing it more, the Stone Cold podcast, which are doing one next week with Triple H. So I thought that was pretty good, the one with Vince. They let him kind of pretty much talk about what the fans wanted to hear, but hopefully the Triple H one will get even more secrets out.
Another wrestler I wanted to bring up, and I thought we were going to see him tonight, was Sheamus. Supposedly Sheamus has a heel turn in the works. Do you think old Sheamus would be a good bad guy?
Well, at one point, when he first came on the scene and was a pretty big hit, I believe he was a heel. He's kind of one of those guys, along with the guys like Wade Barrett. Who else? That's all. I'm kind of at a blur, but the guys that'll flip flop a lot. They'll be face one year, the next year they'll be heel. I mean, it's good to have a change of pace for him because the fans love him when he comes out. Mm-hmm. So it would be nice to see if they can actually turn that around and start to hate the guy.
Oh yeah, man. And just a couple more for you. Do you think Dolph will ever win the world title again?
Well, I don't know. It's one of those things. You got a guy that is real injury prone, so not putting the title on him, because every time they've put the title on him, he's gotten a concussion, he's torn something, he's broken ribs, so it's always a waste to put it on him, and he'll have it for a week and get taken out of the picture. So hopefully he can get himself ready, so he maybe not do some bad spots, smacking his head on the ring and stuff like that, but I think he's still got one more in him. He's been in there 10, 11 years so far, I want to say. I know started off with the Spirit Squad.
Yeah.
And then moved on being just a major heel. At one point he was the golf caddy for Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
When he turned into like a white guy or something. That was one of the weirdest gimmicks, but he on his own, he's a doing good. He's one guy, I don't know if he ever went heel again. if it would be a good thing or a bad thing. I think he's kind of to the point now where he's always got to be babyface. You know, he's pretty much going to be a John Cena now. He's never going to go heel again. But I think if that actually happens, that'll be when he gets the belt, when he does something, you know, just despicable and to win the belt or screw somebody out of it. I think that'll be when he gets the belt.
Yeah, he may have to do that. I was thinking tonight, speaking of cheaps, I was thinking Rusev was going to come down during that Cena-Lesnar-Rollins match to mess with Cena to start the feud, but I'm kind of pumped up for the Rusev scene. I'm actually looking forward to WrestleMania, even though I still want to see Rollins somehow walk out of WrestleMania with that title.
Now, one thing that was still bothering me about the whole Royal Rumble, so Curtis Axel, he never got into the ring, right?
That's right.
Roman Reigns, when he left the ring, he stepped over the top rope to leave the ring. So if Curtis Axel never entered the ring, is he disqualified, or was he just not in the match yet? If he gets in the ring, hey, he won the Royal Rumble because Roman Reigns, he stepped over the ropes.
I know. No,
they always do that where somebody will come and beat a guy down so he can't get in the ring. But I just always found that funny that technically he never got eliminated, so he could still get into the ring.
That's true. And what would be so cool tomorrow on Raw if they actually showed that on video or something?
Like when the lights are down and everything, and Curtis Axel just like rolls into the ring and goes and rings the bell or something. But yeah, that'll piss everybody off even more, I think.
We didn't see any NXT guys in the Rumble.
Yeah, I think what they've got going now is their NXT single guys. I was kind of hoping to see maybe Adrian Neville come in there, because I think now that he's the title's off of him, he's probably here soon going to get his push to the main roster. But they've kind of got everybody, all the singles guys, they've kind of got them all in that circle for the championship. But yeah, that was the first one in a while that there hasn't been a rookie come in there.
The news on Neville, they say when he comes to the main roster, they're going to put him as some sort of like a Mighty Mouse gimmick. So I really have no clue like what that's supposed to be, but I think they're going to make, of course he's got short stature, but they're going to make him really powerful for a little guy. So, but I don't know if they're going to put him in a yellow outfit with a damn cape.
I mean, what I really see them doing with him is kind of just a whole nother Daniel Bryan thing, a little guy coming in and just kicking all the big guys down, because really they kind of have a similar wrestling style with the kicks, the submissions. The only thing is just Adrian Neville has that burning arrow, the red arrow. I don't think Daniel Bryan can pull off stuff like that, but he's what the main roster really needs, because there's not any high flyers. You got Seth Rollins, and that's about it. Can't really count Sin Cara. Well, actually, Sin Cara was in the Rumble, so I guess that is one NXT guy, but he was in there just for
NXT guys. Surprisingly, that they're going to be bringing up to the main roster is Sin Cara's NXT tag team partner. I can't remember. Do you know his name?
I think that's Kalisto.
Yeah, that's right. That guy. He's supposed to be coming up to the main roster, so hopefully that'll add another good tag team to the main roster, and then hopefully for NXT, our old buddies, I don't know. As long as the Tommy and Finn Balor are together, I don't think our vaudevillains will ever win those belts. Because no one ain't beating with Tommy and Finn Balor, you know what I mean?
Not those guys. I don't know if she's fully at the level yet. I think she's better than any of the divas on there, other than Paige and Natalya. But bring her up there. Put the belt on Paige or Bailey, whoever.
Oh,
yeah,
Bailey, Bailey.
Bailey, I like her.
I thought you were talking about old Charlotte Flair.
Oh no, that's who I'm talking about. Bring her up, put the belt on Bailey, so then that way she can, Charlotte can move up to the main roster. Bailey's she's kind of one that's gonna be stuck in NXT,
Yeah,
either that or move to main event.
that's the thing, because once Charlotte goes up to the main roster, it'll be like Bayley watching her back against old Sasha Banks and that red-haired girl.
I don't even know her
remember
name.
her
That's she's
good-looking
had so
wrestler.
many gimmick changes in the NXT.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love NXT because, okay, well, it's not. What was it? Kente? Wasn't that a Tommy's real wrestling name on the indie circuit?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's Kintai or Kint something. It was something with a K.
Yeah, but like for the most part, they just use regular names. You know what I mean? I kind of like that a lot better than say like making these fake names and stuff. You know? Of course,
Yeah.
you can't just walk in the ring and say I'm Wyndham Rotunda. I'm Blackjack Mulligan's grandson, and my uncles are Barry Wyndham and the other Wyndham, and my dad's name is IRS Mike Rotunda. I mean, you can't. That is pretty stupid. So I'm glad he's Bray Wyatt, you know, as we know him, Bray Wyatt.
Now,
But what about his brother though? Where's
yeah,
he? Oli! Where was he tonight?
I don't know if he's injured or what, but you know, I happened to look at their page, the WWE 2K15 Twitter page. They posted, you know, game footage of, you know, all you got to do is believe if you want to, you know, win the Rumble, and they had pictures of Bo Dallas winning and pointing at the Wrestlemania sign, and
That's
I was
great.
like, oh, okay, but then he never showed up in the Rumble, so I don't know what's going on with that guy.
Like a while back, and it's been a while, but he like supposedly injured his ankle on the outside of the ring. Like he was running around the ring, and I don't know if it was during his little I'm jogging with my thumbs up. I don't know if he hurt himself that way, but he needs to get back into the ring and, you know, have some fun. Although it's been told that Vince McMahon's not a fan of the whole Believe storyline. Although, you know, I mean, it's not the best gimmick by any means, but it sure is damn funny, especially when he's winning and talking on the microphone. You know, he's perfect, just stupid heel, but you gotta love him. You know.
Yeah, it's not somebody I would put a belt on, but you know, he gets over with the fans, but you know he's a good little filler there.
Well, man, I think this is about all the thoughts we have on the WWE and the Rumble tonight. DutRank, as always, I just want to thank you for being on here. Just short notice. I just had to give those thoughts, talk about some range, you know, like I was wanting my Daniel Bryan to get the win, but I pretty much knew Reigns was going to do it. And what we might have to do is next NXT, are they going to have another NXT PPV pretty soon?
NXT Takeover 4, 5, 6. I don't know. They name them the same thing, so I don't know what they're on. But it's NXT Takeover coming soon.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to give our thoughts on that. And for any of you folks that don't watch NXT, you need to check it out because currently it's the better show. You know. Well, DutRank, any final thoughts?
Well, one final thought. You know, Hall of Fame. Randy the Macho Man Savage, he's got inducted. Who's your main guy that's not already in there that you want to see inducted?
All right. Well, I'm glad Randy's getting the cut, but other than that, I would probably have to say, let me think. Oh, man. I would love to see Nash go in there. Big Sexy. I'd love to see Kevin Nash, but with his recent screw up with the son going crazy and he had to restrain his son. Of course, I won't go into the whole story, but I think that kind of screwed his chances up because they want more positivity before they put him in. But I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like, I don't know, you know, and I got to go back and see. I wouldn't mind seeing Hacksaw Jim Duggan or Hillbilly Jim, or they may already be in there. I don't really know the alumni that's in there. I wouldn't mind seeing them, but I would really love to see one of these days. I would love to see Owen Hart get in there. Did Eddie Guerrero, is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't think they. I don't know if they ever did put him in there yet.
I would like to see him. You know, they've got a lot of folks out there. I know the Hardys are still wrestling. One of these days I'd like to see them. I'd also like to see Bubba and Devon in there. But, yeah, we'll just have to see. It's going to be a surprise, though, I think.
It's because, you know, every year they got the celebrity. Every year they got the dead person. So maybe we get Eddie. Maybe we get Owen.
Yeah,
Probably not going to happen, huh?
We're already getting savage. He'd be one.
Yeah, I mean, oh, that's true. Well, there's the dead guy. There you go. But one guy I really want to see inducted. You already know. It's Kurt Angle.
Was it Sting?
I see Sting. I think it's going to be a while before Sting gets it.
Yeah.
Because when they did the whole TNA Hall of Fame, he was right on board with it. He went right into the TNA Hall of Fame. Kurt Angle, he kind of had second thoughts. He was holding off on it, but he eventually did, accept it. So I think that guy, he still has a little more heart for the WWE. But if not him, then it's time for the Undertaker. After the loss at Wrestlemania, he has nothing else to prove. There's no other legacy he can add. So the only thing left for him is to get inducted to the Hall of Fame.
That's the thing that they've rumored that if the Bray Wyatt fight takes place, they could wait another year and put him in, or they could just scrap the Bray Wyatt thing and just put him in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, there's really nothing else to prove. The only thing that would do would get Bray Wyatt a lot of good recognition, just for even having a match with that phenom,
Yeah.
But anyways, DutRank, thanks so much for joining us on the Thoughts of WWE Royal Rumble, Royal Rolling Boil for January 25th, 2015. Fans, if you enjoy this show, give us a thumbs up, and we'll tell you a little more next time when we come at you live with our thoughts of WWE. This is the great legend and DutRank saying peace out. God bless.